decided to boycott the first minutes and not talk much because, as I said in my previous lives, it takes about 45 seconds to notify my subscribers. So usually I'm explaining important stuff that you're gonna miss. So here I am, my coffee, my water, and we're just having a little porch talk in North Carolina. Someone just joined. Hello, hello. See? Sorry for the mess. Maybe I should move there. No, no. It's best if you guys see. Here we are. That's 2 lives in 2 days. I've had a very, very, very busy week. I'm here in this Airbnb with, yes, you're gonna hear it again, my ex-husband of 30 years. He was my husband of 28 years, but we've known each other for 30 years. So we are here in North Carolina with together. I mean, I'm with my ex-husband. We have our youngest child, 7 years old, Apple, and Apple is not on me today. I don't know what's going on. There are some dogs around, and I'm surprised that she's sitting on her little chair by herself. And it was not possible to make a short this week, or I had, even yesterday, making a live was very hard because I had scheduled my live for yesterday, but I was at a playground. I've been so busy. I'm in North Carolina while my son believe that he's on vacation because we take him to the playground every day, and we went to the river this morning. Also, I wanted to do a live over there. There was no data. We were in Highlands, North Carolina. So there was absolutely no data this morning. So yes, yesterday the live was a bit awkward because I was just right behind the playground, but I still wanted to do this live because from now on, I will have a live every Wednesday before I premiere my videos at 6 p.m. So usually what I'm gonna do is that I will have a live at around 5:20 p.m. right before I premiere my video. This live right now was not scheduled or anything, but my ex-husband is taking a nap. My son is resting in my room, and here I am on this little cute porch. And Miss Apple is there. So I just wanted to connect, talk, see who's coming and what your guys are doing. Many of you, yes, my hands are dirty because I explained in the live yesterday. They're not dirty, but I made a tincture with black walnut, the green hull of the black walnut, because it's a strong anti-parasitic. I'm into herbal medicine because we had Lyme disease, and someone told me on my video that I released yesterday that I should create a new channel about Lyme disease, but because I cured it. I mean, I don't even know if I cured it. I might still have it, but I don't have any symptoms anymore, so I don't care at this point. You know, it's debilitating, and I talk about it in many of my videos, and that's also why I wanted to have this chat today, because there are many ticks right here in the wood in North Carolina, and I almost don't want my little dog to go behind because there is like a doggy. I'm gonna show you. It's not my house, again, it's an Airbnb, but that is full of ticks. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna make a video about Lyme disease, but alive, maybe. Hello, Valerie, Life Wonder, how are you doing today? So I'm gonna tell you why I will probably never create a channel about Lyme or my herbal tinctures or stuff like that. Is that my friend Marie Charlotte who has a channel that I always recommend. She's baking cakes, and she's baking like gluten-free cakes, and usually she's not even using sugar or anything. We met online many years ago. She's also Franco-American like me. She lived in France and she moved in America in 2012, I believe, and I moved in 2011. So we have a lot of similarity. And we connected many years ago on Facebook. I wrote a post on a Facebook group about mold, Lyme disease, stuff like that. And she replied, "Oh my gosh, I read your post and I saw that I was reading a comment or one of my posts that I posted a few months ago. I could have said the exact same thing." And we called each other, and because she's French as well, we connected and we became best friends. And that's why I always recommend you guys, if you like me, that you should watch her. So we were talking about Lyme disease. She has 2 kids, I have 4 kids, and both of us have something in common. We both have Lyme disease and we passed it on via the womb during the pregnancies to our children. Her youngest child is autistic, and my kids, while they're not autistic, but my second child, current 23, is the one who was completely disabled from Lyme disease. It took many, many, many years to properly diagnose him. I went as far as selling my house, and I believe it's the reason why we're divorced today with my husband, but he's here next to me, my ex-husband. As I said at the beginning of this video, he's here, and we're here working together in North Carolina with our son. But I went so far to try to save my son and my other kids, because again, we all have Lyme, but we all have different symptoms. But the emergency was on my son, current 23. So many years ago, I started traveling with my baby, the one that you're always seeing on my videos, Dove, who is 7.5 now. He was just born. My son Clarence became very, very ill when I was 1 month pregnant with my son who happens to be an IVF baby, because I had cancer. So long story, Lyme created my cancer. It's all related. It's not just bad luck, it's all related. And the food, and I'm going to tell you also why I've changed my diet. So my baby was born during a very chaotic moment in our life, because our son was 15 back then, and he pretty much woke up disabled overnight. He woke up almost blind with pain everywhere. And for the following years, we went from hospital to hospital, spinal tap to spinal taps, IRM to IRM, and we eventually destroyed his health even more. It took us many years to be properly diagnosed. I said we because it's the whole family that has Lyme disease. When he was diagnosed, then we had this Lyme disease diagnosis along with SIBO, mold, EBV, mycoplasma. You can go on. We pretty much all have that. Like pretty much everybody on earth has mold, plastic, parasites, and that's why I'm not wanting to make a YouTube channel about it, because that's not something that I want to say out loud. I'm saying it right now in my live, but I doubt that I will have more than 200 or 500 views anyway. So that's still safe. And in my small, like it's a small community. Like when I have a live, my lives have less views than my videos. So it's okay. But what I wanted to say is that my friend Marie-Charlotte and I, over the years, as I traveled around the world to find a cure, and she was also trying to find a cure for her autistic son, we met a lot of scientists and people who found a cure for Lyme disease, or even disease, because it's related. All of the people that we have met, the doctors that were out of the system, or the scientists, or those people that had made discoveries, died. They died. And again, because I'm on YouTube right now and everybody can watch me, the government, the system, I'm gonna stop right here because I don't want to be an enemy. But they died. I'm saying it again, last time. So this is the reason why I'm not having a YouTube channel that can help people. Not that I don't want to help people. I'm willing to help. And if you come to my van life videos and PM me, or you might be able to find my email address in my profile, but I really can't go, I mean, I really don't want to go viral and explain how I cured my cancer and how I cured my Lyme and everything, because I really don't want to have the government against me. Many years ago, I was following this guy, Danny, on Telegram, and Danny was talking about ivermectin. And we took ivermectin, the famous horse paste that everybody talks about, and we're still taking it today. Not all the time, but sometimes. My son had some eczema, and I keep telling everybody that eczema is parasites. A lot of moms don't listen to me. They don't listen to me at first, and then they often come back to me many, many years later, and they said, well, you are right. But again, you can force a horse to drink, right? You can take him to the water. And that's exactly what I'm doing. If people want to know what we have done and why I feel better, I'm willing to share my experience, but I'm not willing to share it out loud and risk for my life. And there are many influencers and there are many people. I'm carnivore. And you know that because in many, many of my videos, Valerie, I think you know, because I talk about my diet on on my channel, many of my videos. And carnivore diet, when you cut sugar, I'm carnivore, but still I'm still having my coffee. When you are carnivore, or at least keto diet, you cut the sugar and the carbs, and it starves the parasites. And I'm going to say I believe, even if it's not just belief, but I know, but I'm going to be very careful with what I'm saying, that cancer is parasites, and we all have parasites. But if you go to any doctors, they will ask you if you travel out of the countries, and they will deny the fact that we all have parasites and we all need a cleanse, and that we all have mold, mycotoxin, and that the soil is depleted in minerals. And when you have minerals, it kills the parasites and it helps to destroy the mycotoxin and the mold. So because we don't have enough minerals and the salt on the table is bad, this one, and you need like some Celtic salt, or at least this one, that's minerals, um, we we don't bind and we don't chelate any bad stuff from our body. And there are so many things that I know, and I successfully cured myself from neck arthritis, kidney stones. um, I had hand pains and in my arms, and that was from the mold. Many doctors told me that I had arthritis. So on paper, it looks like arthritis. And my daughter had the same thing, and she was 21 when she was diagnosed with arthritis. We both had pain about 3 weeks apart. So the fact that she was 21 and I was, if she was 21, that I was 42, we were both diagnosed with arthritis like 3 weeks apart, was kind of weird. And I'm like, that cannot be that. Why will I have arthritis? And same for her, and she's only 21. And no, the reason we both had this pain was because back then I had a cabin in North Carolina with a lot of mold, and we were the only one with the baby who stayed there for a while. And my baby also developed some gastrointestinal problems. And because we stayed there for the entire summer, like 7 years ago, we both developed some arthritis kind of like symptoms that we were able to cure by getting rid of the mold in our body. So all the doctors that we had seen were wrong, and if I had trusted the system, I would probably be here at 48, not being able to hold anything because my daughter was only 21 and she could not even hold a mug, and she was always asking us to hold her phone when we were going on a trail or something like that. She could not even put her purse here because her shoulders were inflamed and in pain. And when we started to chelate the mold, we both started feeling better after 20 days. So not even 3 weeks, but 20 days, that's Apple. So you understand now why I really don't trust the system, those MRIs, those doctors, and the system in general, and why I homeschool my child, and why eating a proper human diet is important. And I always make this joke that I have a PhD because I'm a dropout. PhD to me means proper human diet. Even her, she has a proper human diet. You will never see me with anything else that maybe some water. And I don't always drink carbohydrated water because I don't even believe that this is good. But that's my only treat. And my coffee. And even if I'm carnivore, I'm still drinking some tea, and I'm making my herbal tinctures to, my gosh, to kill the parasites. And I'm doing a lot of parasite cleanse during the year. You can believe it or not, and again, it's fine, but we all have parasites. And I also believe, and when I say believe, I want to say I know, but I say I'm using the verb believe because I want to be careful. But we all have Lyme disease. Even if you never found a tick on you, it's Lyme is everywhere because it's a parasite. It's a spirochete. This is a spirochete. And I, sorry, I'm my friend Marie Charlotte and I, many years ago, we bought a microscope, and with some methylene blue, we were able to see the spirochetes from Bartonella, Lyme disease, Borrelia. Mm. So that's a parasite. A parasite has many cycles. Some are, it's kind of like fish. If you ever had a fish tank, you know that some fish will lay some eggs, and some fish will have babies. If you've ever had guppies, and I'm trying to explain it to you as if we were in 5th grade, because it took me many, many years to understand, and I wish I had someone who came to me and explained it to me this way. So if you see fish, and you've watched Nemo, right? Nemo comes from an egg because clownfish, which I have, lay eggs, and they lay eggs and they wait for them to hatch. And then you have guppies and platies and mollies, and these fish give birth to little babies, right? It's the same thing with Lyme disease and parasite. Some lay eggs, some lay larvae. So when you're doing a parasite cleanse, you need to clean the parasites, which are the adults, but you need to kill the larvae and the eggs, because if you don't, it's like having lice. It's a whole cycle. And it took me a while to understand that, and why you need different herbs and different plants, because you need to make sure that those eggs won't hatch, or those larva will just die. Otherwise, you're still having parasites, or you get rid of the parasites, but the eggs are here and they're gonna hatch and they're gonna become parasites, etc., etc. And I've learned a lot about the cycles, and many people don't successfully cleanse their body because they're only killing the adults, the parasites, the mothers, and they're not cleaning the larva, sorry, or the eggs, and you need to kill them all. And sometimes ivermectin is not enough. That's why a lot of people are recommending ivermectin with praziquantel. And personally, I stopped that. As I said, I have some ivermectin and I use it on my son's arm because he had eczema, and eczema is not a diet problem or an allergy. It is truly parasite. And you can try, if you have eczema or if you have some spot on your body, just put some praziquantel or something called Equimax that you can find at Tractor Supply, and it will go away within few days. So that will be the proof that it's parasite related. So I'm not really taking the horse paste anymore because big pharmas do know that many of us were taking it, and that many people cure their cancer with that. And it's still, it belongs to a lot of big pharma corporation. So while I bite for the skin, I'm not swallowing it anymore as I used to. And when I come to North Carolina, and right now that is the right season, and I talk about this walnut in my video that I just released, jobs, van life jobs, and how I make money. Right now in August, September, even in July, it's the season to find black walnut, but black walnut before they turn black. So when the hull is green, and you can check online on TikTok, Instagram. There are many videos from Hulda Clerk, who was a doctor, German doctor, who talked about this anti-parasitic potion many years ago, and she claimed that it cured cancer because she knew that parasites were cancer. And I'm taking the black walnut green hull now. Even if they're called black walnut, the hull is green. So I'm collecting them now, and I'm starting tinctures because this black walnut green hull, which tinted my nails, is very, very powerful to kill parasites, along with cloves to kill the eggs, and along with Artemisia. So all three will kill all cycles of the parasites. So I'm making my own tinctures because I don't believe the system, I don't believe big pharma, and I don't know what people do in their own kitchen. So I did buy some from Etsy, and I think that the moms like me that are doing their tinctures on Etsy are doing better tinctures than whatever you can find online. So but I know that when I make my own and I see I make it with vodka, so vodka 100% alcohol proof vodka, like I see how dark it gets right away, and I can tell you that it's very strong. It takes about 6 weeks for me to make a tincture, and while I'm here, and my ex-husband just woke up, my son too, so I'm gonna stop this live very in few minutes, but I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to find more black walnut that are green, because you want to use the green hull, and get the juglone, Juglone. Hi, Pops, you missed the beginning, sorry. And I'm gonna have to go because my ex-husband just woke up. But I'm making the tincture with this black walnut right now because we are in the season, and in about a month this black walnut green hull is gonna be turning black or brown, and I won't have the famous juglone that kills the parasites. So I'm starting my tinctures now, and when I get home I will add some artemisia that I have freshly cut and some cloves, so I get to kill the 3 cycles of the parasite: larva, eggs, and adult. And this way, yeah, my ex-husband is like knocking there, because I told you when I started this live that I was making a live quickly because everybody was sleeping here. But I'm gonna have to go because we have a lot of things to do today. And again, I'm sorry that I can't start another channel to talk about Lyme disease and how I cured my arthritis and everything. But I will gladly talk about it like randomly during my long videos. But I really don't want the government and the system to see me as an enemy. So let me go now. They're all waiting for me. You're gonna see them like right behind me. Okay, on the big thank you, Valerie. So I don't want you understand, I don't want to be an influencer for that. I'm okay to influence people about my chihuahua, my van life, or anything that is not related to the government. I had to deal with social services a few years ago when my son, who was a VPK student, so voluntary pre-kindergarten, missed school for 4 days because we went skiing, and I came back home with the police and social services on me. So while I share a lot of things on YouTube, I'm trying to insert my little tips inside my videos. But I'm really scared to create a channel about just how to cure Lyme disease, cure cancer, and autism. Autism. It's the same thing in French, but we don't pronounce it the same way. But yeah, I can say that I've had cancer, my husband had cancer, and I know a lot, and I know how to cure cancer. But no, I won't be able to make it public. And again, pop-ups, I said here, and you're gonna think that, oh, Caroline just say it out there publicly, but I'm having like less than 200 views on my live, so it's not gonna be dangerous for me to say, and I'm probably not going to tag anything in this video about ivermectin and the things that I say. I'm just gonna post maybe a tag about van life and maybe Lyme disease, but I don't want to we're going, my baby, but I don't want to say more about it because, as I said in the beginning of this video, for Pops, my friend Marie-Charlotte and I had many friends and scientists and doctors that were out of the system that found a cure for cancer and Lyme disease, and they died. So think about it twice. Let me go. They're waiting for me. Thank you for